coming up on SMTV News, learn how one student is overcoming his challenges and being an advocate for others.
Also hear about a new bookstore in Hattiesburg for fiction story lovers.
And learn how one student is redefining what it means to be a student athlete.
We are under a tornado warning currently with severe thunderstorms and strong winds moving in. Take cover now until 7:30 p.m. Stay safe, everyone. I'll break down what that could mean for your night later in the show.
All of this coming up on SMTV News.
Your newscast starts now.
From the Chuck Scarborough studios on the campus of the University of Southern Mississippi, this is SMTV News, the voice of the student.
Good evening, I'm Gabby Cox.
And I'm Kennedy Drake. We're glad to have you here on our last episode of SMTV for the semester. Tomorrow, there will be some road closures on the Hattiesburg campus. This is because of the Crawdads event for our graduating seniors. Eagle Walk will be closed to vehicle traffic tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Hub City Transit's Gold Line buses will be rerouted down to Championship Lane with stops at Sienna Hall and Wilbur Hall. If you have any questions about the event, you can call 601-266-1513.
The Director of Career Services is retiring after being at USM for 3 decades. SMTV reporter Sophia Vetrano takes a look.
Rusty Anderson is retiring from Director of Career Services after 31 years. Anderson reflects on his time here at USM and what made it so special.
Yeah, seeing students and the passion to mentor and coach and help and instruct is what's kept me going all these years. And you know, I tell people I never have to go to work, that it's something I enjoy doing. Anytime I have an opportunity to interact with a student and help a person, a student in their career journey, it's very rewarding.
After 31 years, Rusty Anderson has made a huge impact here at Southern Miss. Though he is the director, Anderson insists on personally helping the students who are unsure about their career, claiming these interactions are his favorite part of the job.
I went into his office because everyone was like, oh, he's so sweet, just go to Career Services. And I was like, well, I'm tired of being undecided. And so I went in, and he gave me all these career tests to take through the USM website. It pretty much laid it out for me. But he kind of also went in after and explained what each thing meant. And he was like, you're not stuck with these, but you could take this information and apply it.
I think the best thing is interacting with alums out there that say, oh, you helped me so much. That is the memories. Those are the things that are most rewarding to me. And that's why we do this job, is we make differences in people's career trajectories and their lives.
Rusty Anderson gives his advice to the incoming Director of Career Services, who has yet to be decided on.
Learn the university and the culture of the university, I think, is very, very important. Southern Miss is a very unique place, I think, in terms of being still focused on the individual student and to make sure that they build camaraderie with their faculty and professional staff across campus, because we can't do this without the support of faculty. We can't do that without staff and the advisors sending us students and opening doors of opportunity for us.
Sophia Vetrano, SMTV News.
Anderson is not sure what is next for him, but he's excited for the new chapter.
A USM student with multiple health conditions has a harder time than others while navigating classes, but he doesn't let that get in the way of his education. SMTV shares how a student is changing the narrative for others with conditions. Caden Bergholter is a student at USM just like anyone else, but he faces a few additional challenges. Bergholter has multiple health conditions that make it difficult to get to class and complete assignments. One of these conditions is hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This affects his connective tissues, making it hard to get around campus.
All of my connective tissues degrade faster than the average person, and some of them I was just born with them already degraded.
Bergholter also has an essential tremor that makes it difficult to write. His tremor is possibly caused by his brain placement. Alex Starnes is Bergholter's close friend. He wants others to know that his condition doesn't mean he can't do certain tasks.
People shouldn't assume what he can and can't do. He really doesn't like it when people assume that he can't do something that people have planned, because then he won't get invited to something. But just reaching out anyway and just not assuming anything about him and his conditions and where he's at is always good.
Bergholter wants people to understand that he's not completely different the way others may believe.
People with conditions, we're really not that different. We're human, we want to have friends, we want to talk to people, but because people are afraid that they're going to offend us, that it isolates us even more.
At USM, Burkhalter's goal is to prove that with the right support and determination, students with conditions can thrive. He strives to reshape what success looks like both in and outside of the classroom. Kennedy Drake, SMTV News. Burkhalter says he hopes sharing his story encourages others to lead with understanding. He wants to remind students with conditions that they're capable of succeeding.
With the spring semester coming to an end, finals are coming up and many students are starting to feel the academic burnout. This is common within students. It is described as an intense sense of fatigue before a break shown by mental, emotional, physical exhaustion from high pressure. About 55% of students report the burnout symptoms. Many therapists say this can happen because of seasonal depression going into the spring semester. Vinnie Housley is a student experiencing seasonal depression. She explains how it affects her course load.
Maybe it comes from the sort of seasonal depression, but coming out of January and February, my mental health is kind of an all-time low for the year, so it's not really helpful when it's combined with trying to pick up new information.
Therapists recommend those who may suffer through this to talk to their campus counselors, meditation, or even deep breathing to help get through the burnout and seasonal depression. You can text HELLO to 751-741 to connect with a trained counselor.
If you are a book lover, you may be interested to learn about an independent bookstore that just opened here in Hattiesburg. Storied Bookery and Gifts is a fiction-focused independent bookstore. The store had its grand opening on April 25th and is already preparing for events. The Bookery offers a curated selection of new books, gift items, special editionals, and children's selections. The store originally opened as a pop-up in Hattiesburg. After a lot of response from community members, the owner, Mandy McKenzie, said she realized that Hattiesburg had a need for an independent bookseller. After seeing a space open next to Malou Cacao, they decided it was time to open a physical location. McKenzie wants the vibe of her shop to welcome and be a place to connect.
We want people to feel really welcome. We want it to feel like it's a place where they can come and hang out and stay. We want it to feel like a place where they can connect. We're continuing to have events and things where people can sign up and enjoy company in sort of a low-risk way. We're fiction focused, so we want this to be the place where people can come and find their favorite books or maybe their next favorite read that they didn't know that they had.
The Bookery is located at 201 Cox Avenue and open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. This Mother's Day weekend, the 9th and the 10th, it will have events for moms like 10% off gifts, free roses, live music, and a permanent jewelry pop-up. For more information on events in the Bookery, visit the website at storiedbookery.com.
Now, weather anchor Ashley Later lets us know what to look out for this evening.
How should we prepare tonight, Ashley?
Tonight is definitely one of those nights where you want to stay weather aware and have a way to get alerts, especially as it gets later into the night. Severe weather threats are shifting a bit farther south tonight than expected, which puts Hattiesburg at a level 3. We are also watching an increased tornado risk across northern part of our area, especially along Highway 84 near Laurel. These storms are expected to stick with us till around 2 a.m. tonight. Our main concern now are the potential for tornadoes and damaging winds between 60 and 70 miles per hour. Storm shelters across the Pine Belt are open in case of severe weather. I'll have your full Hattiesburg and Go Park campus forecast later in the show. Back to you, Kennedy.
Thank you for that update, Ashley.
Coming up, school faculty in Mississippi can expect a pay raise starting July 1st of this year.
Stay with us.
Does your furniture store check all the boxes? At Furniture Direct, we check all the boxes and then some. Lowest price guarantee, name brand quality, 0% interest financing, locally owned and operated, local warehouse, which means you buy it today and get it today. At Furniture Direct, we pay less so you pay less. Name brands like Ashley, Flex Steel, Franklin, Catnapper, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and more. Furniture Direct in Hattiesburg, Columbia, and Laurel, your furniture and mattress destination.
To another episode of Cold as Whatever. I'm your host, Richard Busnett.
Saying that is to put a stamp on the movie industry.
Like life is there.
Essentially, we were going to be featured on Disney.
levitating when I watched it.
Now, from SMTV News, here's your Golden Eagle forecast.
Hey Golden Eagles, I'm Ashley Naylor, your SMTV News weather anchor. Let's take a look at our forecast starting in Long Beach. Tomorrow, rain is sticking around with scattered thunderstorms, especially before noon. Temperatures start out in the 60s and 70s and rise to the upper 80s in the afternoon. Rain chances stay high at around 50 to 70%. By Thursday night, it's mostly cloudy with just a slight chance of showers and a low of 63. Friday, we're still dealing with scattered showers throughout the day. Highs only reach to 75 degrees with 60 to 70% chance of rain. Friday night stays cool with a low around 66. Saturday, we're looking at about 60% chance of rain. Temperatures start in the 50s and 60s in the morning, then climb to a high around 79 in the afternoon. Lows sit near 69, moving over to Hattiesburg. Tomorrow, we're starting with scattered thunderstorms through the morning, then shifting into mostly cloudy skies for the rest of the day. High around 80 degrees and a low near 62. Rain chances drop to about 30% as we head into the afternoon. Friday brings more clouds with scattered thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, highs around 74 and a low near 62, and rain chances pick back up to about 50%. Saturday, we keep the pattern going with scattered showers and thunderstorms, a high near 82, a low around 66, and a 40% chance of rain. Looking ahead at the rest of the week, Sunday, we are still dealing with clouds and scattered thunderstorms. The high is around 83, a low near 65, and rain chances around 30%. Then Monday, we finally start to see some relief. Rain clears out with partially cloudy skies, a high around 79, and a much cooler low near 54. Tuesday looks even better with mostly sunny skies, a high around 80, a low near 55, and by Wednesday, we're staying dry with plenty of sunshine and a high around 84, a low near 58, just in time for graduation. With the weather going on tonight, you guys need to stay safe and do not go out the house unless you absolutely have to. If you hear alarms, stay alert and make sure your phone is on for any updates. Back to you, Kennedy.
Thank you for that update, Ashley. It's definitely important for you all to stay safe out there.
Yes, Mississippi has passed a bill that will give public school teachers, counselors, psychologists, and occupational therapists permanent pay raises. The pay raise of $2,000 will go into effect on July 1st of this year, along with learning programs to increase literacy and math scores in the state. North Forest High School principal Jennifer Riles shares how counselors will be able to receive the pay raise.
Counselors are far and few in between right now. To find school counselors, it is extremely hard. There are multiple districts looking for one or more counselors, and they cannot find them. So if a counselor is paid and contracted under a teacher's contract, then they will automatically receive that pay increase as well. In Forest County, we have always paid our counselors and contracted them just like a teacher for the same number of teacher days, 187. So they are automatically have already received that if they are in our.
According to the bill, when receiving a pay increase, counselors cannot be paid less than their original pay at the school. This bill was passed in order to help the teacher shortage that is currently happening in the state.
Mississippi families with rare diseases often face long drives, high costs, and limited access to specialists. A new state task force is expected to study those barriers and recommend ways to improve care. Bibhas Pantha with the Roy Howard Community Journalism Center shows what this means for one Kin family.
For families dealing with rare diseases, finding care can mean long drives, high cost, and limited access to specialists. A new state task force is expected to study those barriers and recommend ways to improve care in Mississippi. UMMC genetic counselor Laura Hendon says part of the challenge is that rare diseases often require experts who may not be available close to home.
Some of these diseases are so rare and uncommon that there truly is one or two or a handful of people that are actually experts.
For 6-year-old Ava May's family in Clinton, that search is already part of daily life. Ava May was diagnosed in mid-April with retinoblastoma, a rare eye cancer that begins in the retina and most often affects young adults. Her mother, Krista Bacon, says what first looked like an eye injury led doctors to find a large mass behind Ava's right eye.
As a parent, that's something hard that's some hard news to get, especially when it runs in your family and you've had family that has passed away from it and it's always spread for them. It's just one of your worries.
They now travel from Hancock County to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee for care. For Bacon, each trip also means finding ways to pay for travel, appointments, and missed work.
Being a single parent, I've had to let jobs go because of it. Even when she was diagnosed with heart failure. It's hard to find stuff to work around your jobs and when stuff like this is going on.
Dr. Paulo Borjas, a metabolic geneticist at UMMC, says those barriers are common for rare disease patients in Mississippi, especially in the rural areas.
We also are aware that many of these primary care providers might be unaware or might not see these conditions very often. So there is a good importance of education so for them to recognize them and refer to the proper specialist.
Healthcare workers say Mississippi also faces a shortage of specialists trained to diagnose and treat rare diseases. The new task force is expected to bring patients, caregivers, doctors, and policymakers together to study those gaps. For now, Ava May's family continues traveling to Memphis for treatment while relying on support from their community. Reporting from the Roy Howard Community Journalism Center, I am Bivas Panther.
Coming up after the break, learn about a graduate student and his track career at Southern Miss.
Stay with us.
At Furniture Direct, we pay less so you pay less. Big Man Rocker Recliner, their price over $900. Our price $399. Dream Cloud Hybrid Mattress, their price $1299. Ours is $499, and the sheets and pillows are free. Ashley Sectional, theirs is $24.99. Ours $15.99. Reclining sofa and love seat, their price $2,000. Ours is $14.99, and the recliner is free. Furniture Direct, your furniture and mattress destination.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
Now, time for your SMTV Sports.
It's game time, Golden Eagles. I'm Alvia Walker, your SMTV sports anchor, and let's pitch it over to baseball. The Golden Eagles swept Louisiana Monroe in the last weekend series at P. Taylor Park. During Game 1 of the doubleheader, Southern Miss pitching combined for 35 strikeouts, tying a school record. To finish Game 3, the Golden Eagles wrapped up the series with a 7-3 win, powered by strong offense and middle innings. The Golden Eagles will be traveled to Harrisonburg, Virginia to match up against James Madison on Friday at 5 p.m. Let's swing it over to softball. Southern Miss softball came up short against Louisiana Monroe in last weekend's series. The Golden Eagles struggled to generate consistent offense as ULM rode past them. The Golden Eagles are now set for the Sun Belt Championship with their first match against South Alabama tomorrow in Lafayette, Louisiana, starting at 7 p.m. On to track. Last Friday, Southern Miss track and field had a strong showing at the Jaguar Invitational, earning 6 combined top podium finishes in Mobile, Alabama. For the women, Amy Bates won the 800-meter race, Addison McLaurin won the 400-meter race, and Kaylee Spencer took home the triple jump title. On the men's side, Connor Mosey led the way with a win in the discus, while Isaiah Lowry also added first place. The Golden Eagles will be returning to Mobile, Alabama for the Sun Belt Outdoor Track and Field Championship May 14th through May 16th. Staying with track,
A certain athlete has to juggle grad school and track on campus. Take a look.
While most graduate students are focused on research deadlines, one Southern Miss athlete is juggling much more. Track standout Saxon Brown is proving you can chase greatness in both the classroom and on the track.
I've been able to balance it a little bit more, and even going from like the fall when I'm not traveling or competing as much, transitioning to the spring when I am competing and traveling basically every weekend, like that's also an adjustment.
Brown isn't just meeting expectations, he's exceeding them. Whether it's in the classroom or on the track, he's setting the tone for what it means to be a student athlete. And Coach Stewart has seen it firsthand.
To the group. I mean, he's not taken away from the group at all. He's added to the group. He's done a great job. He's competed well. He trains really hard. He's very mature. He's got a good spirit about him. Just a calming influence to some of the younger kids, and I think that that's really good. And so he's been just such a blessing to us, and has been just a really important part of our team right now.
Balancing it all isn't easy, but for Saxon Brown, it's what separates him and what he brings to the Southern Miss track culture. Alvia Walker, SMTV News.
For more about track and field athletes, visit southernmissathletics.com. Now it's time for our SMTV News Player of the Week. It goes to Camden Clark. Clark threw 105 pitches, 83 for strikeouts, and fanned 15 batters, not allowing walk to go along with 3 hits over 7 innings, earning him a pair of honors this week, picking up the Sun Belt Conference Pitcher of the Week and earning a spot in the Baseball America team this week. Way to go, Clark. Speaking of awards, beach volleyball season has wrapped up. After ending their regular season in the NOLA Classic, 3 of our Southern Miss athletes were awarded Sun Belt Conference honors. Laurel Dennis and Sadie McAdo with an 18 and 15 record, Sun Belt Conference first team honors.
I think we've had a really good performance, especially in conference play compared to the past years that I've been here. I'm really proud of the team so far. I think everyone's been working really hard, and we've all been just trying our best every day.
Lucina Corkis earned her own hardware as the Sun Belt Conference Newcomer of the Year. She went 11 and 18 in her sets. Suzanne Mihaska and Abby Lewis earned second team honors with their 19th and 13th record. The Golden Eagles ended up losing in the losers bracket of the Sun Belt Conference Tournament to UNCW. This has been your SMTV Sports segment. I'm Alvia Walker, and as always, Southern Miss to the top.
Right back after the short break.
Are you waking up with the bed aches? At Furniture Direct, we have the solution, the all-new Sealy Posturepedic. Sealy is the brand. Posturepedic is the technology to give you the restful sleep you deserve. Sealy is the most trusted name in sleep, and at Furniture Direct, we have the largest selection at the lowest price allowed by the factory. Buy it today and sleep on it tonight, plus take months to pay 0% interest. Furniture Direct in Hattiesburg, Columbia, and Laurel, your furniture and mattress destination.
The Roy Howard Community Journalism Center, amplifying truth and combating false information across Southeast Mississippi. With our What is True hotline, we're fighting back against misinformation and disinformation, making sure our communities get the facts straight from the source. Through trusted journalism and a dedicated fact-checking process, we ensure every story is accurate and fair. The Roy Howard Community Journalism Center at the University of Southern Mississippi. Visit rhcjcnews.com to
You get to cancel one Thanksgiving food forever. What's out? Everything. I don't like Thanksgiving at all.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Southern Miss with your favorite host, Big Lish. What's your current favorite vocal stem? Can we get the
stop sign? Stop sign.
No turkey, no ham, no dressing, no yams,
no
cranberry sauce,
no
greens,
no. I don't like nothing.
That is unreal.
We have upcoming closures for next week's commencement ceremonies for spring graduates. On Thursday, May 14th through Friday, May 15th, these ceremonies will be held at the Reed Green Coliseum. Due to the renovations of the Coliseum and baseball games, many parking lots will be unavailable for parking. To ensure smooth traffic flow through the university, it recommends that attendees to park on the west side of campus. This includes Montague Boulevard, 35th Avenue lots, Ross Boulevard, North and South lots, Fraternity Drive, Theater and Dance lot, and Village Circle. Also MK Turk Circle, Volleyball West and Notorium lots, and K. James Drive will be closed both days starting at 6 a.m. to accommodate guests. USM strongly encourages both grads and guests to review the parking map and use these lots. You can also visit the parking map at map.usm.edu for more information.
We've reached the last episode of SMTV for the spring 2026 semester, and we've had a lot of experience this last episode as we had breaking news. So just a reminder to make sure to stay safe out there with the tornado going on. Now, before we close out the show, I have to bring up that this is my last time anchoring SMTV because I'll be graduating next Friday. I have to say thank you so much to everyone that's mentored me along the way, and it's just been an honor to sit in this chair for 3 years. And thank you to everyone that's watched SMTV and allowed me to have the opportunity to be a voice for our students in this campus. Everyone here just means so much to me, and as sad as I am to leave because SMTV taught me everything I know, I'm excited for the future because I will be a multimedia journalist at WLBT in Jackson after graduation. So I'm so excited for that, and I won't forget the amazing things SMTV taught me.
Yes, and we're so proud of you, and this has been such an amazing experience being able to anchor with you and just do this whole program together. I think we've learned a lot from each other. We've learned a lot over the semester, including our camera people, including just everybody in general. So do y'all have any final thoughts for our last episode?
We're just gonna miss you a lot, Kennedy. Seeing you up here with your big smile and your camera out in your face.
Thank you for bringing me up here to College Hall and giving me those tours, and you're very, I don't know, I'm about to cry, but
Yes, we all love you here, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for watching this week's episode of SMTV News. Be sure to like, follow, or subscribe to SM2 on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and X.
Get all of our SMTV newscasts, original programs, and even stream the student radio station, WUSM. This is all available on our website, smtmedia.com.
If you'd like to submit a news tip, email us at smtnews@usm.edu.
And don't forget to pick up the latest copy of the Student Prince newspaper. It's out Thursday. Remember to pick up your copy today.
Also, if what you saw here sparked your interest, you can sign a volunteer form with SM2 this upcoming semester.
Scan the QR code on your screen to fill out a volunteer form. We hope to see you next semester.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on our next edition of SMTV News. I'm Gabby Cox.
And I'm Kennedy Drake.
And always remember, Southern Miss
to the top.